Hello!
It's us again!
Us again, it's your boys, Seth and Donovan from your squad of schmicks. What's going on, peeps? Today, we're actually we've already gone over our most hated decks. But what about our favorite decks?
That's right, we're flipping the script, and we're going to our favorite decks. Now, this video specifically is going to be talking about Seth's favorite decks.
Yeah.
Mine will be in a different video at a different time. So, tell me, what are these 5 decks? I have a good feeling what they are, but I don't know the exact order.
You don't know the exact order. Alright, starting at number 5, Dark World.
Okay. Now, why do you like Dark World?
I love Dark World. Okay, for one, I love their art. It's
and everyone just hit the dislike button right now.
Wow!
Why did you do this to us?
Alright.
It's an opinion.
Now, I'll admit that Dark World was a bit of a douchey deck, but now it's not really anything. It's just a fun deck to play. I love that deck, though. I love its art. I love how it plays. Though it can be... Oh, my God. It's so fun. It's just fun being a douchebag about it. Like, especially now, there's... I put Dark Law in there now.
Ooh.
And it's a hand burn deck. So basically, you get Law onto the field.
Now that's just so douche now.
You get Dark World dealings. You make them draw. You make them discard a card, and then which they have to banish. And then with Law, you make them get rid of another card. It's great. And then if you've got Mind,
that's amazing.
And then if you need
to build that again.
Yeah. And of course, if you've got Drag Down, there's another card gone from their hand. And then if you got Mind Crush, oh my lord, you are set. You're on fire. You just got rid of half of their hand without doing anything, and you banished it, and you got Law on the field. And if you can get Grab on the field, you're set. Oh, and oh my god, it's just so good. It's so fun. I love just picking apart my opponent's hand and figuring out what deck they're playing, and I can play around that. I like Dark Worlds because I understand what deck my opponent is playing, and that allows me to play better and understand more of their options that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like the versatility they have against decks.
And what is number 3 for you?
4
or 4? I'm sorry, I said 3 because I'm holding a crane, and it's a 3-star monster.
It's nice.
I apologize. I can't
Fuck math. Let's be real. Number 4 is Shaddoll. I really like.
Another deck a lot of people might hate, but continue. I want to hear this.
So I never actually really got to build Shaddoll because as I was building into it, the ban list came around and was buy Shaddolls. I still actually might build the deck, even though it's gone.
It's somewhat playable because you at least have one El Shaddoll fusion.
Well, I just build the entire deck, even with the banned cards, but I'd leave it, I wouldn't play it, I'd just, leave it for a time that it comes back.
You'd just be like...
I'm waiting, exactly. I'm waiting for the time that they come on ban, which is probably going to take years, but I'll be patient. Those great things come to those who will wait. But I really liked Shaddolls, and I liked how many variants there could be. There was, of course, Brilliant Shaddoll, which was Brilliant Fusion. There was Clown Shaddoll, which I tried as soon as it came out. I actually didn't even know Clown Shaddoll was going to be a thing. I just, saw clowns like Trick Clown and Hat Tricker and whatnot, and I was just I wonder if this would fit into Shaddolls, because I tried a lot of things with Shaddolls, I tried Star Seraphs, a lot of decks I tried just because I saw them online and I thought, oh wow, I didn't think of this. Star Seraphs, let's see, Star Seraphs, Clown, Pure, I just can't even think of all of them. Brilliant. There was just a lot of different versions of, and just variants. There's Necro Shaddoll.
Really?
Yeah. Necro Shaddoll, which, that was fun. That's actually a viable build of Necros right now. Is Shaddoll Necro.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. I just really like it. It reminded me of Heroes because of all the fusions.
Yeah, because it's a very fusion based deck. I can understand that.
I loved that, and I love Heroes too. So I was just like, I love how this deck works. I like how it works with its graveyard. And I love the fusion aspect of it because it reminded me of Heroes, and I just loved it, and I loved how it played, and I liked the look of the cards. And it was a fun deck. It was a fun deck, so I wanted to play it. I at least played it on Yugioh Pro. Never got to play it on real life, though, which is a shame.
Number 3 for you.
Number 3, this one's going to be pretty oddball. Armatile deck. Armatile OTK. Armatile OTK.
OTK.
We're gonna OTK. We're gonna OTK. We're gonna OTK.
Fucking hate that.
More like he's gonna OTK. I understand how terrible and how bad this deck is, but no matter how bad or how terrible or how inconsistent this deck is to get him out,
but it's probably fun as all hell.
It is
get him out.
the fun. It is one of the greatest feelings I ever get in Yu-Gi-Oh ever. Like, it's just so good. You put him down, and you're just like, I got him out. I actually got him out. Like, there's no reason for me to have gotten him out, but I got him, and that's the best part.
I'll give you a thumb of approval for that then, because I have a deck that's pretty similar to that.
It's just a good feeling of getting this just like this badass like looking card that just it really looks badass. That and even if it dies, you can call the Haunted it back, which is awesome. You can call the Haunted it back, bring it back to the field. Yeah, you're gonna take a big swing because it's still at 0 damage, but then it gets to 10,000, and it's just like it's great. It's a cool card. It's really hard. It's terrible to try to like actually get the card out and try to make the deck work, but I don't care. I don't care because it's fun. It's fun to try to get him out. I don't care. Like, I've lost so many duels on YGO to actually bust him out. But when you bust him out, it's just a great feeling.
And number 2?
Number 2 is the current deck that I'm building at the moment that's almost done. It's Burning Abyss.
Okay, then. I might know what number 1 is now.
Yeah. So, if you probably can't tell by my list by now, I kind of like darker themed deck, like more evil kind of themed decks, like Dark World's in like more of a evil kind of archetype. Shaddoll is the ones that freaking woke up Clyforts, I believe, and then then Infernoids came out of Clyforts. That's some lore for you. That's some Yu-Gi-Oh lore for you. But I love Burning Abyss, and I also like Dante's Inferno, so there's no reason I wouldn't love this deck.
That's probably one of the reasons why I kind of like, even though it's like one of those days, like, oh, I gotta face the Burning Abyss. Oh, how am I gonna get around this?
Right.
At the same time, I like how it's one of my favorite card designs. Like, what they're based off is probably one of my favorite ones.
For sure.
Because, I'm just going to say it, I'm not a very religious person. But I still like it being based around Dante's Inferno. That's something I really thought, that's a good idea.
Like, I thought that's
a really good idea.
Yeah, I thought that was clever, and I like. It's just so consistent too. Like its designs are cool, but you cannot tell me that deck is not one of the most, if not the most consistent deck made. Like back in the old format with Necros and BA and Shaddoll, that deck was so stupidly consistent it was ridiculous. At that time, I don't care what you told me, that deck was the most consistent deck. And, like,
you can even with the hits to like
Graph and Seer,
it's still a pretty consistent deck because
it's just,
all you gotta do get Dante on the field.
Dante.
You're probably gonna do good.
And it's just so fun, so good, so consistent, and you know what? I just love the deck. It's fun. I like how it plays. I like the milling aspect of it. I like how much I run the more back row orientated deck, but there's still many ways you can play it, and I've even ran the Dark Law variant. That's a fun variant, but sometimes like there's just other cards I want in there.
Yeah.
But it's so fun, and it's just oh my god, so consistent, so good. Just please.
And what? I'm pretty sure I know what number 1 is.
You probably know what my number 1 is. My number 1 is kaiju. He knew that.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Give me.
I love fucking kaiju. It's okay, look. I am just a huge movie monster fan. I love all of it. I love Cloverfield. I love fucking Godzilla. I love King Ghidorah, Mothra, Gamera. Gamera! Fucking love King Kong, even though I wouldn't really consider King Kong a kaiju, but
he's not a kaiju, but he's like...
He kind of set the trend for it.
He's what started the movie monster trend, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. There's so many good, and I only named the big like known kaiju, but there's plenty of other kaiju I know about, and I just love them all. Ultraman's cool. I just love kaiju, and I love the idea of it. So once I heard that there was a kaiju archetype, I went nuts, and I saw Dogoran and like Gamasi or Humongous, and I thought these decks, this is gonna be a cool deck. No matter what, I didn't care if it was like I love this deck so much. Like Armatile, I don't care how good or bad this deck is at any time. If this deck becomes the shittiest deck in the world, I'm gonna play it. I want to play it because I like this deck so much, and I like how it plays. It's an annoying deck because
it's annoying for me to go up against, but it's still like. Kaiju.
They're kaiju.
How can you go wrong with them?
They're supposed to beat each other in the face and kill each other. By the way, Dogoran is not Godzilla. I don't care what you say, okay? Because he's not the strongest kaiju. If he was the strongest kaiju, then he would be. Because Godzilla's the king of all monsters. So it makes sense.
He's the king of kaijus.
Exactly. So, until the next set, which I hope comes out with more kaiju support, I'm thinking that the next kaiju support is probably going to be its last. I think, but I could be wrong, which would be a bummer. But it did at that point, it would get like 12 cards, so that's good. But I love this deck so much, and I love the idea of it. And just as soon as it's just one of those decks, as a person, like when you see it. When you see like the archetype of it and the idea of it, you just instantly fall in love with the idea of the deck, and you're just like, I need to play this deck. And that's my top 5 favorite decks.
I have nothing wrong with Getsum. I actually think those are a good list. I think it's a really good list. So, like, share, subscribe, tell us what your favorite decks are in the comment section down below, and we will see you guys next time. And thank you for watching.
We love ya.